What is going on, guys? It's only Jedi Mike here. Today we are going to be playing some ranked matches, but first I just wanted to show you the list I'm using. It's not really a standard list, it's an Esper deck. Well, here we'll just go ahead and go over the deck list here, show you what cards I'm running in it. This is, I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep running these. These are okay for early game, you know, turn one removal. The other option obviously would be Duress. I feel like Duress is going to be a better card in most situations, but I wanted to try out the Vicious Rumors. We are running Hero Precinct 1 because, as you can see, we are running quite a few multicolor spells, and they just help with board presence early on in the game and even ramping into the later game too. We are using Basilica Bellhaunt as well, just for a little bit more hand control, along with Thought Erasure. We are running 2 copies of Dovin's Acuity. This is a card that I've been experimenting with. It seems okay in some certain against certain matchups. The 2 life and drawing a card is pretty okay most of the time. I am running only 1 copy of Absorb. I do intend to get more, I just don't currently have any right now. We are running 2 copies of Teferi and 2 copies of Karn, just for a little bit more card draw. Chemister's Insight for more card draw. I am running Ixalan's Binding just to help lock down some of those problem cards, problem creatures, enchantments even. This thing will hit quite a few different things, and for the most part it'll lock it out of the rest of the game. We are running Angel of Graces. Between Angel of Grace and Sphinx of Foresight, Basilica Bellhaunt, these are going to be our main powerhouses in this deck. But Angel of Grace also kind of helps with the as a catch-all in case you are losing. It can potentially save you that last turn. Running Eldest Reborn for some more control, and Mortify, a little bit more creature control and enchantment hate. Beyond that, we are running 3 copies of Deputy of Detention. They're really good with token decks, or against token decks specifically, and just your standard counter spells, Syncopate and Sinister Sabotage. I'm not too sure I like this card over Quenches. I'm really experimenting, going back and forth with it. Onto the sideboard, we are running 2 copies of Duress, 3 copies of Seal Away for a little bit more of a control-y match, 2 copies of Cry of the Canarium, 2 copies of Unmoored Ego. This is really good against any deck pretty much running Hydroid Krasis. This really just helps take him out of the game completely. The 4th copy of Ixalan's Binding, a couple more Basilica Bellhaunts if we are running against a creature-heavy deck. Kaya's Wrath helps with that as well, and another copy of Eldest Reborn. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into a few games, and we will see how it works. Now, I will say that this deck does have a hard time a bit with the aggro style decks, blue aggro, red-black aggro. It really doesn't have enough life gain to come back from straight damage early on. So that is one thing that you want to watch out for. I'm not really sure how to play against aggro with this type of deck yet, so generally we want to be on the play first, but on rare instances you could try being on the draw. But we're going to go ahead and go with the play. You know, this has been happening quite a bit where my opening hand has only had 1 mana, and then I'm going to mulligan, and I'm probably still only going to have 1 mana. See, I called that. I don't think we're going to be able to win this game, but we're going to go ahead and try it anyway. We definitely don't want that. We're going to want more mana. That is unfortunate. Let's see what we're up against. Looks like it might be a blue, possibly a blue aggro list. We'll see what happens here. Okay, there's our 2nd mana. Just needing a 3rd, preferably a blue. That way we have Sinister Sabotage up. Okay, so it looks like it's a blue-white, and we do get the blue land, which is nice. We will hold our mana in case we need to counter anything coming out next turn. Okay, so we got nothing from them. We're going to go ahead and do a Thought Erasure here and see what we're playing against. Unless they're counterspelling it, of course. And we're playing against, looks like a blue-white control. So, in a control matchup, obviously this hand is not going to be ideal. If we can get one more land drop, then we should be good. Hero Precinct 1 isn't really going to help us here. But we're going to go ahead and try to slam him on anyway. And maybe next turn we'll be able to follow up with Dovin's Acuity, so that way we can draw a card, gain some life, and create a nice little 1/1 token. And it's going to hurt a little bit, and we still don't have our mana. So again, I think we're just going to hold our mana up for a counterspell. Just see what happens. And I think we will go ahead and try to counterspell this. Don't want them to get too much of a board presence. This is a playable card with our mana base that we currently have, so I think we're going to go ahead and keep this, just in case they do decide to throw out a feature, or even an enchantment of some kind. I think we're going to go ahead and pass the turn again, just keep hoping for that last mana so that way we can start playing some of our bigger things like Karn, Chemist's Insight. Octopus, I don't really see this card played very much. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and counter that. I don't know if that was the right call there, but there's our mana, so that will help next turn. Fantastic. And we will... Oh... I think we're going to go ahead and let this... No, we're going to go ahead and take the damage. I think we're going to try to Chemist's Insight on their turn. Let's see, so we're playing against a BAMP list. Okay. Wouldn't be too big of a deal, but we're going to try to Chemist's Insight here. Draw some cards. Not what we wanted to see. We definitely wanted to see some more mana. I'm going to go ahead and try to slam this Precinct 1 again. And since he doesn't have an immediate response, I'm going to go ahead and slam Dovin's Acuity to draw a card, gain some life that we just lost, and of course create some tokens. Oddly enough, I thought this ability was supposed to be... Oh, I see, activated abilities. Okay. I kind of should have read that a little bit earlier. Should have paid a little bit closer attention. That's fine. So, that actually helps. That puts us in a pretty decent spot, I think. I think we're going to try to fish a counterspell out of his hand by playing a Karn. Doesn't seem to have a counterspell.
I will fight with
so since he hasn't been playing any creatures, I do have to be mindful of sweepers, and obviously he does have the mana base for it. So, what do we want here? I think we're going to go ahead and just try to pull some cards. We can definitely use some more mana. We got Basilica Bellhaunt and Eldest Reborn. That's going to be a hard choice, but I have a feeling we're going to probably get Eldest Reborn, because he doesn't have any creatures out. Oh, he gave us Basilica Bellhaunt, okay. So I think here we're just going to swing with 2 1/1s. We start whittling him down a little bit. Target player shuffles their graveyard into their library. Alright, I wonder if this is like a Nexus deck of some kind. What else do we have here? So he is playing creatures. I think we'll go ahead and down some just to have that Eldest Reborn in hand, just in case we need it. Let's see here. So I guess we're going to try to slam this Basilica Bellhaunt. Generate some more tokens. I wonder what's going on here. I really want to peek into his hand. I wish we had a way to do that currently, but we don't. A swing with 2 more. What did he discard? Discarded a mana. Wonder if he's flooding. It might. It does kind of look that way. Okay. He might be flooding. Yeah, because that doesn't seem like too strong of a play for the mana. But he's grown. Is unfortunate. Hey, look at that. We got a Thought Eraser. Alright, so let's take a peek at what's going on with his hand. So, yeah, he's just getting flooded out. I've been there, and that really, really sucks. Alright, so we don't need this mana now. We have it, our base pretty much set up. I'm gonna go ahead and comfortably throw that to the graveyard. I think we're gonna go ahead and just shut him down with the Deputy of Detention. He's probably gonna scoop after this. And we'll go ahead and just swing for everything since we know we don't have to. And we're gonna go ahead and uptick since we're not scooping.
An excellent choice.
Alright, we could definitely use that Chemister's Insight, but the Sphinx isn't a bad draw either. Get something that'll help him here. Nope. Damn. That sucks for him. I guess we don't really need to do a whole lot here. We're gonna go ahead and jam the Sphinx. We're just gonna swing for everything. Okay, so unfortunately we don't really know a whole lot about what's in his deck. I think I'm going to swap out these Vicious Rumors for the Duresses. He might be running smaller creatures, but I don't know if that's going to warrant us swapping in any of our sweepers. It might be good to just have one. And what are we going to cut for it? See. I think we will try to cut Absorb. Probably not. No, we're going to keep Absorb and cut a Syncopate. And with that, we're going to go on to game 2. Alright, let's hope that this game we do a little bit better with our opening mana base. Which it looks like we do. This is okay, as long as we draw more mana later on. But again, we have the Sphinx to help scry, and we do have a turn 2 play. So, I mean, that's pretty decent, and I think we're going to go ahead and keep this on. So we're gonna go ahead and move the, let's see, actually, you know what, I think we're gonna go ahead and move Duress up, and then the island, just so we can get a peek in his hand early on. We'll see what he's really playing. So he's playing something strange. I don't really know where all of his creatures are. I wonder if this is a strange Nexus deck. I think in this case we don't want him to draw cards. And I think we're just going to get rid of the Sphinx's Insight. Probably wasn't the best choice, but it'll work for now. It appears he's flooding out again. It almost looked like that card put it top of his library, but I don't think that's the way it happened. So let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and take the 2 life damage here so we can get Precinct 1 out. We do have our 3rd mana, so that'll help out. We're gonna draw Dovin's Acuity to play next turn. See what he wants to do here. A lot of shuffling of things into the library. Don't really understand. But we're gonna go ahead and get the ball in here. He has no mana to counterspell. Gain some life. There's our 4th mana. Go ahead and swing. Fortunately, we still don't have the right pieces of mana to play Basilica Bellhaunt next turn. We can play Sphinx though, so I think we're still doing pretty okay. Do kind of want to watch out for this card, the River's Rebuke. We're gonna go ahead and slam a Sphinx out. And we're gonna swing for 1. That's the turn. Alright, so he's definitely got a creature, 1/1 lifelink flyer. Okay. Don't really understand what's going on with this deck. It's got me a little confused, I'm not gonna lie. Gonna tap my Sphinx, that's fine. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and keep Deputy here. And I just wonder, we have the mana to jam out at another Sphinx if we need to. I think that's what we're gonna do here. Could have played Deputy and created more 1/1s, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Don't think we're gonna swing either. Definitely want to try to prevent him from gaining too much life off this bird. Granted, it'll only be 1. But, okay, I saw that coming. That goes to the graveyard. That might have been a mistake on his part. But I only have 4 mana, so I don't really have the mana base to really do a whole bunch, which is fine. Go ahead and get that out. And what card are we going to discard? I have 2 Ixalan's Bindings, and it doesn't appear he's playing too many creatures. I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of an Ixalan's Binding here. There's a creature. Alright. Okay. Opt is a fantastic card. Might be getting some legs under him. That works. King for 1. There's our 5th mana. So what do we have in our graveyard? Nothing there. What does he have in his? Nothing there. So I think what we're gonna do is, this is a, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I think we're gonna try it just to see. I am curious. Pick this guy. I get both of them. Okay, cool. I'm alright with that. We're gonna swing for 2. He doesn't play a creature, I think. Okay. I think he's just showing us that he doesn't have Jack or Squat. And there's a mana. Go ahead and play the mana here. And we will swing with these. I hope he doesn't have a pump spell. It's okay. Got a lot of 4-cost cards in this deck. What the heck is this thing? Whenever a creature attacks with flying, you draw a card. Interesting. Definitely playing cards that I haven't really seen very much. So I think here, I think we're gonna go ahead and binding that Sphinx here. And we will swing with everything. Okay, so he's got all the lands he needs, or all the mana he needs. Another fantastic card out of his set. So, I think here, what do we want to do? Does he have anything in his graveyard that we can scoop with Eldest? Doesn't look like it, and I know I don't. So I think we're just going to play a Sphinx here. Yeah, I think we're going to play a Sphinx here. And swing with these guys. Get rid of that bird. Got 2, game 2. Don't really understand. I don't think we need the mana at this point. We'll see what happens. I do think we're gonna go ahead and duress just to take a peek at what he has in his hand. Equal to the number of cards in your hand. Fortunately, I don't think that's gonna help him a whole bunch. Damn. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and Basilica Bell Haunt here. Create some more tokens and get rid of that card. At which point he may scoop, but we will see. We're gonna have this empty tapped, and we're gonna scoop for everything. Destroy all creatures. Gotta love it. I knew we had to be a little weary of those kinds of things, but you know, what happens. Not too worried about it. There's our sweeper. We've definitely got some things in the graveyard now, so I don't know if we really want to prolong this though. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead and play Sphinx. I'm okay with that. Gonna have to have a response to the Sphinx. And he doesn't, so that would be the game. No blocks. Good game, sir. Alright. So, that helped us climb up a little bit more. As you can see, I am at gold tier rank 3. This is the deck that I've been using to climb with, this season anyway. I hope you guys like the deck, and be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this.